Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds, and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and in your weight maintenance. Today we're going to continue this series of reflection of a weight loss warrior and talk about my insecurities about my son getting overweight. Now before I begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, my podcasts, my books, and if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. All right, so I mentioned here and there that I do have children. My eldest is 11, and I noticed probably around age 5, which not shockingly is around the time of the divorce, he started to gain weight. And it's been tough for me because I don't know how to deal with it. And I don't mean like making it about me. I mean, I don't know how to talk to him about it. My oldest son is similar to me, or at least what I remember me to be when I was a kid, in that very quiet, kind of introspective kid, behaved, polite, never has talked back to me. He's a good kid, kind of nerdy, he likes nerdy stuff. He likes soccer, which is great. But he started getting stocky around age 5, and now he's 11, and he's stocky. I mean, I don't know if I would call him overweight. He's bigger than the BMI would tell him to be, I think. And I don't know if he's going to outgrow it or not. But seeing him that way is difficult because I don't know what to do. Because I don't want my son to go through the horrors that I went through being a fat kid. Now, things are different now in the 2020s than they were in the 1980s. I mean, there is a lot more obese people, and I think the bullying for being fat is not nearly as bad, especially in person. Maybe cyber it still is, especially maybe for women more than guys. But still, ideally, you don't want your kids growing up overweight. Ideally, you want your kids to have an ordered relationship with food. We want everyone to have an ordered relationship with food and alcohol and drugs and everything. And I see him being an emotional eater the way I was. Then I started thinking, well, why is he an emotional eater? You know, I had the mercurial alcoholic father, the Jekyll and Hyde. We talked about it in that episode of my father. And then kind of the mom that was checked out. And then I started thinking, what have I done that has caused him to turn to food? I mean, obvious one is I'm not around. I only see him 4 nights a month and then a couple hours on Thursdays. I would love to have 50-50 with the kids. Probably isn't going to happen because in the state I live, you have to get the permission from the mom, and I don't think the mom would do it. And I will talk to him because I don't know if it's good to sit down and tell him, especially now he's gone through puberty, you're overweight. You need to eat better. You're gonna, you don't want to go through what I went through, and he knows about my past. I've talked about my past. You don't want to go through what I went through. You're not going to get girls. You're going to get picked on. And I don't know if I want it to be brought to his attention that he's fat, because maybe he'll just eat more because he's self-conscious. But at the same time, I feel like if I don't tell him anything, he could gain more weight. And that falls on me. Because I used to tell my mom and dad, why'd you let me eat like this, da 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 da, and then I don't want to hear it from him. Now, he's not nearly as overweight as I was at age 11 than he is now. But the signs are there because he is bigger than the average kid, and I do see him eat poorly. He never eats fruits and vegetables. I tell him, please eat fruits and vegetables. He eats a lot of junk food, and I'll ask him, I'll go, are you still hungry? He'll eat quickly and then want more food. And I don't want to deprive somebody of food, but I'll ask him, are you really hungry, or are you emotionally eating? No, I'm really hungry. So I don't really know what to do, because it's like, I don't want my child to relive the horrors that I had, but at the same time, I don't want to put my own baggage on my child who might not have any baggage. So if any of you have any experience with this, which probably aren't a lot, please post in the comments and let me know what's the best tactic. I have reached out to the mom maybe like a year ago, and I said, look, our son is stocky. I use the word stocky. We need to watch his eating, and given that you have him 80% of the time, 90% of the time, can we make a concerted effort to have him eat better? And then she put it on me. It's my fault that he doesn't eat well, which of course is typical of divorces, right? You blame the other spouse. And I'm like, how can it be my fault if you have him 80% of the time, and 80% of the stuff that he puts in his mouth is going to be under your, quote, supervision? But again, you can't reason with solipsism. You can't reason with that. So aside from trying to communicate with her, hey, we need to get it on a food plan with him, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should be very strong with him and be like, you're not going to eat this, you're overweight, you don't want to get fat, or just kind of watch and just try to get him, because he isn't the most, I wouldn't say, in touch with his feelings. And so maybe it's just more of me like just talking to him and just trying to get him to talk it out, because he does bite his nails, right? So that's a sign of anxiety, and the eating can be a sign of anxiety, right? You're trying to numb an anxious feeling that you're having. So I don't know, guys, post in the comments. Let me know if you have any advice as to how I should deal with this. Please hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.